I'm going to wait on some of you all to show up. Get my camera right. Got our backup beer over here. If you're going to drink a beer, go grab you one. Get everything in here right. As we prepare for people to come in, this is a very low tech live stream that I do here. Those of you that are not old subscribers will know that I will occasionally do a Friday night live and go over a lot of the topics from the previous week. And I have not done it in quite some time because I've been so bowed up with, hey, what's up, Mr. F&H? Been so bowed up with putting videos out and some other things from a personal standpoint in my life I've been working on. So a lot of things have been taking up a lot of my time here lately, and I have not had a chance to do this, and I really miss it because I enjoy the Friday Night Live. So my bad on that. I'm going to let you guys kind of roll into the room for a minute. I'm going to try to pull up the comments over here so that I can see them. Haha. Shep says, wow, I finally got your notice. Finally, man. Who knows what's going on with frickin' YouTube? I mean, seriously, it's a constant thing. It's a constant game. It's a constant thing as far as trying to figure out what they're doing, why they're doing it, when they're doing it. It's a friggin' game, man. Let's see. Let me try to scroll through my comments real quick and welcome you guys. Again, Mr. F&H is here. Shep, Jason Fisher says, hey, Paul, can you comment on this AWB push? Assault weapons ban push, I guess is what you're talking about. Yeah, which one specifically are you talking about? The one that they've just resurrected again? Not much is going to go on there, to be honest with you. And we'll get more on that later. I'm not blowing you off. I'm just trying to address everybody in here. Trey Sumner's having a mixed drink. Good job, man. And to that, I will have a beer. Tonight's flavor is Shiner Light Beer. Actually, Shiner Light Blonde. This is one of my favorite brands. I like Shiner, period, but I prefer the Shiner Blonde. It's really good. Dan W says hello. Hello, you too, buddy. Richmond 35, good evening to you, sir. Mike Romero, good evening. Mike J, hello from New Hampshire. New Hampshire, I love your guys' gun laws up there. Keep it up. Mr. F&H says, thanks for having me. Tagged you a few times on Instagram, Paul. Man, I see a lot of the tags. Be honest with you, Mr. F&H, the tags on Instagram is so cumbersome to use. It's like you have to go searching for things. And when you go into your inbox, that's kind of where you see, because I don't see it in my main feed. So I have to go in my inbox to see any past tags from people. And it's like, you got to choose either somebody in your general DM or your primary DM. Then you have DM requests over here. It's like, good God, you got to go through 5 or 6 folders just to see if you have anything. It's really cumbersome on IG. But yeah, I see when you tag me, a lot of times it's too late. And your post is already gone for a couple days. Charles Sexton says, howdy from Oklahoma. Hey, bud. Jason 60 Chev says, hi. Rose Blight, evening. Timothy hang on, sorry, I was scrolling. SoCal, stuck in California. Sorry, bud. You guys got a lot of good owners, gun owners over there in California. A lot. People misunderstand California many, many times over there. There's tons of good Second Amendment people over there. And I will take you back when I say this. You can't just up and leave. I know everybody says, just move. Man, that's easier said than done. If all of a sudden Louisiana started passing some really strict gun laws, I couldn't just up and move, My wife has a really good job here. My son has special needs, and he's in different programs. You just can't pack up and leave. So I get it. But good luck to you over there in California. Craig B says, happy Friday night from Maryland. Hey, bud, what's up? You guys have some crappy gun laws over there too, man. So you hang in there. Buckeye Patriot, greetings from Northeast Ohio. Bob Wise says, what's up, Paul? Hey, man, what's going on? Cowboy Roy Rogers says, please remember to hit the like button and share. Yes, absolutely, guys. And I do appreciate that when you do that. I'm not good at asking you guys to do that, so I appreciate you all that remind me sometimes of that. Christopher Ondo, good evening, sir. Dan W, Chicago area here. Bud, another one. Man, you guys, I feel sorry for you, man. That sucks. Vito Genovese 95, happy Friday from Pensacola. Vito, if you were telling the truth on the video that I put out earlier today, you are the person who is in that video shooting at the perpetrators. Again, I'm assuming that you were telling the truth. Anybody can claim anything on the internet, so I don't know if you're really the guy or not, but welcome to the live stream nevertheless. Kenny Statler, what's going on, man? Always good to see you. Shep, it's because they don't like the truth coming out. That's a problem. You're absolutely right. Charlie Kelso, thanks for the hard work keeping us informed, but it's my pleasure. I do it because so many of you guys hang out and take part. I think a lot of us get our information from the same places. We get it from each other. Don't sell yourselves short either, guys. If you're not putting videos out or doing anything, a lot of you guys comment on many of the posts, and some of you will even email me. Like if there's a breaking something going out there, or maybe a story that's buried, you guys will email it to me. And that's opened my eyes up to a lot of things out there that needed to be talked about. I won't just take that one story and run with it, but many times I'll take what you send me and I'll start going down that rabbit hole and try to find what's really going on, and then I'll put something out there that might be relevant to the channel. So you guys help me a lot. And again, don't sell yourself short just because you're watching videos. When you guys suggest things to me, I'll follow up on that and I'll look into it. Let's see. Cali Girl 3000, hello. Like your sunflowers. Gordon Howard, Northeast Oklahoma. What's going on, buddy? Tisha Russo from Northeast Ohio. I might have said some of these already. Merle Brown, Ukiah, California. Big Nasty 412. What's up from Pittsburgh? Sir Salts a lot. Greetings, brothers and sisters from California. Another one from California. Good to see you guys out there. Y'all hang in there. Mike J, Corey Suttles. Let's see. I think I've gone over most of you guys. I know more people will come into the room, so I apologize if I miss you. I will try to go back and address you guys. And I'm just, for those of you that are new into this live stream, again, we used to always do it at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time on Fridays. I just got out of it because I had so much stuff going on, and it's just been tough for me. Charles Morgan, good evening from West Virginia. Good to see you guys. Yeah, Jerry Nadler's bill. We'll get into that in a minute. Remind me of it, and I'll try to get into that. Robert Rathburn, Northwest State. Love your shows. Good to see you, bud. Victor Maxwell from Alaska. Nice to see you, buddy. Scott's, let's see. Let me get it. Sikowski, good evening from Milwaukee. Good to see you, buddy. Robert Rathburn, I already said that. Double Bit Flintlock from Texas. My neighbors over there. Of course, if you guys don't know, I'm from Louisiana over here. Big Dre. What's up, man? How are you, my brother? I need to get back with you to do a guest appearance on your live stream. Apologize that I haven't, but Saturdays are tough for me, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm banging out videos and trying to most of the week, which includes Friday, like right now, I try to reserve Saturdays and Saturday evenings for my family. And I'm not trying to sound like a cornball here, but I really do. I mean, I do my best to try to do that. And, my wife's very, very supportive of what I do. Those of you that don't know, I have a special needs son who's super near and dear to my heart. So I just try to spend a little bit of quality time. And it may not be anything special, to be honest with you guys. It's just getting away. You know what I mean? It might be I'm literally looking over my backyard out of my studio window, which is right here, looking at the pool in the backyard furniture, my grill. I grilled a little bit earlier today. Many times Saturdays, I'll just go out there and I'll just hang out and drink a beer by the pool and play with my son, or hang out and talk with my wife. We literally watch ducks fly over our house. There's a big series of ponds on the north side of our property, and the ducks will fly back over. So that's why, Dre. I'm just letting you know, Dre, Saturdays are tough for me. I got to really carve that time out and, make sure that I allocate it so I don't disrupt anything at the house, because you know what they say, happy wife, happy life. You know what I mean? Crazy. Hello, Northwest Arkansas. Daniel Waters just bought his first assault rifle. I like the way you put it in quotes. I like the way you put that in quotes. I am a quotes nerd. I will quote everything like this whenever I'm being sarcastic about it. So I like when you use those quotes. I dig it. Let's see. I'm trying to see, there's so many of you in here that I don't recognize, so I want to make sure I address as many of you as I can. California says, love the videos. They help me get motivated to get active in 2A community in my state. That makes my day right there. That makes my day. Again, I'm going to read this again because this makes my day. I'm serious. California says, love the videos. That part's not what I'm talking about. They help me get motivated to get active in 2A community in my state. That is the coolest thing I've heard in a long time, because if I have anything to do with anybody getting more active to protect all of our gun rights, amen to that. Amen to that. And thank you for doing that. And you probably see, look, a lot of people assume that, oh, why do I waste my time? It's not a waste of time. You'd be surprised how many people will listen to you. These politicians know how strong of an issue the Second Amendment is. They'll listen to you, especially if you can get face to face with them. I know that you can't. It feels like a waste of time when you're emailing them, and sometimes when you're calling them, because when you call them, they're gonna make that note of whether you support or don't support something, and they're gonna send it on to the congressman or senator. But boy, if you can get face to face with them, go to rallies that they're at and talk to them. Ask them the hard questions that they won't answer ordinarily. Jim Bob, smash like button. Thank you, bud. Appreciate that. God's Dozer, I'm legally live. Just received my MP5. Yes. Good job, man. Good job. I actually have an SP5 that I need to run a review on. Not even shot the thing yet. I'm excited to do that. I have a clone by Zenith of an MP5. Really, really like it. Let's see. Corey says, how do we get people who aren't 2A minded to realize that the majority of responsible gun owners from firearms more like shields than swords? Assault shield is an oxymoron. Man, I'll be honest with you. I know that, what's the best way to, people, there's a small subset of people who are in the middle. There are a strong group of Second Amendment people, very strong group, probably most of you guys on here, even some new strong Second Amendment supporters on here. But we understand the Second Amendment. We understand what it's for. We understand why it's there. There is an honest amount of people in the middle who don't have an opinion one way or the other, or just don't have enough education behind it. And I don't mean that in an ugly way. They're just not heavily educated on the Second Amendment, what it really means, what it stands for, and the goodness of the culture of us gun people. Guys, we have really good people in our culture. Any of you guys, I'm not talking about your neighbors or people in town, people that you go see at the barber shop. I'm talking about people throughout the rest of the country. We have a really strong consortium of people out there that have a really solid core to them. And what I mean by that is I'm talking about here, like a moral compass. Very, very solid. Right down the middle. Fair is fair. Wrong is wrong. Right is right. It's funny how so many people will, if you have a moral obligation to be good, that's categorized today as being far right. Have you guys noticed that? Like, if you're a decent person in any kind of way, even somebody that's on the left, if they push back against somebody on the left and they say something that's common sense wise, that's kind of aimed at good moral character, now they're talked at as being far right, or you must be, some kind of conservative, whatever. But we are always looked at like that. We're always looked at because we have a solid moral compass. I'm guided by a moral compass, guys. I'm not perfect. I do plenty of stupid stuff. I've done way more stupid stuff than what I do now in my past. But I'm certainly not perfect. However, I really try to be guided by what's the right thing to do. That really does guide me. I don't try to screw people over. I'm conscious of people's feelings. Now, when I say that, I don't mean that from a liberal standpoint. I'm not trying to make everybody feel good about themselves. That is not my goal. But I'm conscious of your feelings. I don't purposefully hurt your feelings. I'm not looking to hurt somebody's feelings. I'm not trying to bully people. Now, with that being said, there's a big asterisk next to that. If you either get in my face or you get on my videos, my comments, and start picking on people who are strong Second Amendment supporters in the comment section, or you make an asinine remark about how we are a bunch of gun nuts, all bets are off. You have just put a magnet under my moral compass. In other words, it's not facing north anymore, and you did that. So, yeah, there's a line to cross. Again, I did say I'm not perfect. There is a line to cross. When you cross that line, it's over. All bets are off. And I have no feelings for you. So that's what guides me. Again, I try to do the right thing, and I feel like most of us in the gun community are exactly the same way. That we will be the nicest people out there. We can give you whatever you need to help you. We expect you to try to help yourself now, but we will give you whatever you need to help you and try to help you along the way and be kind and just. But when you cross that line, there's probably not any going back. And that is an absolute fact. I have seen that in the gun community. The gun community is an absolute great group of people. And I'm happy to see some of you guys wandering in here who are new to the gun community, because it's so cool. And I think you're going to experience the same thing across this entire nation, that we have a really strong backbone of people who support the Second Amendment and support it strongly. Let's see here. Young of the Mill, what's up, fellow Louisianian? Good to see you, bud. Don't see a lot of people on my live stream. It's so funny that being here in South Louisiana, I'm in Lake Charles, Louisiana. I will see so many people at hardware stores, and I can drive to other parts of the state, Lafayette, Baton Rouge, whatever, and I'll run into people, and they'll be like, hey, man, how's it going? I'm like, just go and do whatever. And they're like, you live here? I'm like, yeah, I'm from Louisiana. I'm born and raised here. They're like, wow, I didn't realize that. They automatically assume I'm from somewhere else. I'm from right here in Louisiana. Actually, believe it or not, if I actually looked at how far I am probably 3 to 5 miles from where I grew up is where I built my house. That's how close I am to home. This is home to me. Let's see, guys. I'm going to try to get some more of you guys, because so many of you have come into the room since I started running my mouth. Rocky Silver. Let's see. Garage Water. Trying to get all of you guys. I'm sorry if I missed somebody. I do apologize. Torch Custom Wood Flags. Thank you for your contribution, support, and involvement in GOA. We all need to contribute. Yeah, guys, if you don't know, I'm the state director here in the state of Louisiana, and I sought out GOA, was a member of theirs, and was totally flattered that they asked me to be the state director for the state of Louisiana. That's a big passion of mine, and again, a true honor, because I think they are one of the few gun rights organizations out there that is making a strong push, and they simply do not compromise. That's just not a slogan. They live that. The White Rabbit says, Delaware passed their assault rifle and high cap mag ban. I open carry my FN 509 every day with a 17-round mag, which is now illegal to them. Tempted to take the AR out. Man, what a mess that is. The Supreme Court ruling is going to win out at some point, because the Bruen ruling is the law of the land, or at least supports the law of the land now. The problem is you have to be done wrong first in order to file your lawsuit against the government for doing you wrong. So unfortunately, some people are going to lose a lot of money having to fight for their rights back, even though the Supreme Court just gave you the recognition of all of those rights. Again, they didn't give you the rights, they gave you the recognition of those rights back. Let's see, Sigma 5, left/right, shaking your head. Yep, unfortunately, there really is a difference. Although they do drink from the same pond many times, there really is a difference. Look, let's face it. Who are we kidding here? We're not talking about political parties. That's not what I'm talking about. When I say left or right, I do not mean political parties. I mean nutbags on the left who feel like we shouldn't have the rights enshrined in the Constitution, but yet they think it's a constitutional right to kill babies. Now, I'm not making this about abortion, because I have different feelings about abortion, but they hang their hat on that. But other things they have a problem with, like God-given rights. Conservatives and liberals, that's not political parties. They've tried to make that political, but that is not the case. There is no conservative party. There is no liberal party. So when I say left and right, that's what I'm talking about. You guys, if you've watched my videos for any amount of time, know that I feel like Republicans, and excuse my French if your kids are in the room, I feel like Republicans are just as big as shitbags as Democrats. I've always said that, and I've often said that. So please don't misconstrue when I say left and right and assume that that means Democrat and Republican, because it absolutely does not. Let's see. Brian DeShane, Paul, wish you could pick a slightly different time. 8 p.m. on Friday is She Dynamics video drop for the week. Brian, I don't know what that means, but I apologize, man. This is really one of the only times that I can fit it in. So, best of luck. Hopefully you can, you can always come back and watch. Go watch the, what did you say it was? Man, I might have already lost it. Yeah, I think I lost it. My bad. Anyway, go watch your other channel. I'm not one of those kind of greedy guys that expects you to watch me. Go watch your other channel. If you want to come back and watch this replay later on, you can, man. Armed and AK, did you really build your own home or did you hire contractors to do it? You want to know the truth? I built my own home. The only thing I did not do is the roof and the framing. I did every single bit of woodwork in it, designed the home. I'm looking at it right now. I didn't do the roof. I didn't do the brick. But again, I did every bit of woodwork, all the painting. I have since done some flooring in there. I did hire somebody to do some of the tile work in there. This shop that you see right here, the studio, every piece of wood you see on that wall, I put up. This is some old reclaimed wood that I got from a company that reclaims wood from barns and things like that a few miles away. Again, same thing here. I know how to do woodwork. I mean, I'm not a carpenter, but I know how to build stuff. So what I did is I had this blacked in essentially, and the foam. I had the foam shot in for my insulation here, but I did every absolute bit of woodwork, and I actually did the tile on this floor. I just didn't want to do it in my house and have my wife pissed off at me. Did electrical, did all the electrical, ran every single wire. But yeah, I do a lot of my own, but I try, and it's not because I'm cheap. It's just that I really, man, you guys know the workforce is not that great right now. And I mean, I just soon, you know what? Just like you guys are watching here, I watch a lot of YouTube. I would have never tried to work on an electric dryer before there was YouTube. I have probably bought 1 or 2 different dryers over the course of time and wasted my money because, well, once I started Googling what was wrong with my latest dryer, I realized that it was just a freaking $9 fuse on the back of it. I watched a YouTube video, learned how to change it, and now I've been, I guess you could say, trying to keep my dryer on its last leg. And it's so weird. The way my utility room is in the house, it's kind of a small utility room. So it collects a lot of that lint in there, even though we clean the lint out. So once it collects over time, it just shorts that little fuse out on the back of it. So again, YouTube has helped me out on that. So yeah, I mean, I try to do as much as I can when I can, just because everybody else is such assholes. Most people will either overcharge you or they don't deliver whenever they say they're going to. GOA Life member here, Buckeye Patriot. Good to hear, buddy. Let's see. Lafayette here. Nice to see you, SB. Good to see you, bud. SC Patriot says, great job. Love your enthusiasm. Thank you, man. And thank you guys for watching. Of course, every single one of you out there that's watching, I do appreciate that. Let's see. Adam Nash, do you have a take on GOA versus NRA? Man, that's kind of a loaded question because I'm literally a member of both. Of course, the NRA has been around forever. NRA is not the same as it once was. I'm not going to bash the NRA. I will bash their leadership. Their leadership is greedy and corrupt. And every time they call me, it's the funniest thing. Any of you guys out there that are NRA members will know exactly what I'm talking about. When I became a life member for the NRA, you know what I thought? I thought that was going to be the end of the phone calls. I thought I was going to get no more phone calls asking me for money. I thought I was going to get no more junk mail asking me for money. So I become a life member. This has been several years ago. Then all of a sudden I get a phone call. Hey, we see you're a life member. Do you want to be a lifetime endowment member? And at the time I was like, well, maybe that's the last step. Maybe that's it. Yeah, sign me up. So I paid whatever it was to be the lifetime endowment member. Sure enough, months later, same thing, get another phone call. And finally I was like, come on guys, when does it stop? Apparently it never stops. Apparently there is another level of life member always. So I put an end to it. I was like, you know what, no more. Well, now when they call my house, what I do is I tell them, when Wayne LaPierre leaves the NRA, call me back. But until then, put me on the do not call list because I don't want to talk to y'all. Well, they don't have such a list. They don't have a list that says call back when Wayne is gone. So they keep calling back. And I tell them that every single time. When Wayne leaves, call me back. I'm not giving you guys another penny as long as he's there. And please tell them I said this. So that's how I feel about them. I think that no one organization can fight the wackos on the left trying to take our guns by themselves. Know that. Please know that. Don't ever assume that you wish the NRA or whoever else would go away, because no one organization out there is going to be capable from a money standpoint or a manpower standpoint and just overall support. They will never be able to do it on their own. So please, You know, if we get to a point where they do clean house at the NRA, which I don't think they're going to anytime soon, this was a great opportunity to do it this past time, and they didn't do it. So I think Wayne's going to be here till he dies. Once Wayne dies, maybe they clean house. Everybody's scared of that man. That man wields a lot of power at the NRA. So once he's gone, I do see the NRA kind of starting to get a little stronger again, regain some of their strength that they once had. Let's see. George Water says, hey, LAA, what are your thoughts about the NFA being challengeable after the Bruen case, specifically with Matt from CRS firearms case? I mean, I put that video out on that. I do obviously believe that that is a very real thing. I think that we should be able to get rid of the NFA. I do believe that the Bruen decision was enough to mitigate that whole NFA and the GCA, to be honest with you. So, yeah, I mean, I'm encouraged by that for sure. Minnie Trout says, grew up in Louisiana, living now in East Texas. Same thing. Same thing. You know as well as I do that East Texas they should have probably put the border between Texas and Louisiana, not necessarily the Sabine River. They should have moved it over, probably further over on the other side of Huntsville and all that, because East Texas I consider just like Louisiana. The terrain is the same, swampland, rivers, fishing, wooded area, gets a little hilly as you go further up north. I see East Texas just like Louisiana. So yeah, I can still consider you a homeboy. Mr. F&H says videos coming out saying we're up against another assault weapons ban next week in the House. It's never ending assault. Let's talk about that now. That did come out. I don't think I made any notes on that yet. We'll likely put something out on that tomorrow. Yeah, I printed something on that a couple of days ago when word came out about that with Gerald Nadler talking about that. Guys, I don't think the Senate for sure, but I don't think the House has stomach for, and I'm going to use the term assault weapons ban because that's what they call it, all right? So because that's what they are calling it, an assault weapons ban. I don't think the Republicans have the stomach for this. I think they dipped their toe in the, excuse me, my nose is itching like crazy. They dipped their toe in the anti-gun water. And even though the anti-gun bills that got passed through are not horrible, and I say they're not horrible, I'm not saying they're okay, they could have been worse. Again, I'm not saying they're okay, but there was no like real ban in there. It was all a bunch of bull crap. Now, people are going to suffer as a result of it, and hopefully it will get struck down, especially by the Bruen decision. But the pushback that the supposed pro-Second Amendment people received, the politicians I'm talking about, the pushback they got, oh my God. I absolutely obliterated my senator over here, Cassidy, on that. This guy knows he doesn't stand a snowball's chance in hell. In fact, we had the Republican Louisiana convention was here a couple of weeks ago, and he didn't even go to it. In fact, he was disinvited to it. So he knows. He acts like I did this to protect the Second Amendment, and he acts like he's still good with the Second Amendment crowd. He knows better. He knows better. He knows he's done. He is not up for re-election until 2026. He will not get re-elected. He has designs to be governor in our great state of Louisiana. We have made it very clear to him that we will never vote for him, and he is a Republican. We have a Democrat governor right now. We will not vote for that man, that Republican who did that. So I do feel like what we're talking about with the new assault weapons ban that they're going to try to resurrect next week, it's not going to go anywhere. I don't think there's enough Republicans in the House where it's going to have to originate from. I don't think there's enough people there who will support it. Hell, I don't even think you're going to get all the Democrats to support it, to be honest with you. Let's not forget, we got midterm elections coming up. Let me explain to you the dirty, crappy part of politics. If you got a Democrat out there, or a Republican, but mainly Democrats, Democrats are already viewed as being anti-gun, right? We can all agree on that. So you got your Democrats who are already looked at as being anti-gun. If you're in a state like, say, a West Virginia, for instance, West Virginia is an extremely red state, but they have some Democrat politicians there. If you have a Democrat who voted for the anti-gun bills that passed What they're going to do is they're going to go to the little handshake if they're up for re-election. They're going to go to little handshake opportunities that they have in the local communities, and they're going to say, "Man, I had to vote for that because I knew it was going to pass. So I wanted to get more money for this bridge down the road. So, hey, even though it was the wrong thing to do and I didn't support it, I went ahead and voted for it so that they would give me my money for this bridge over here. So I really did this for you guys. I voted for that bill knowing it was going to pass, whether I voted for it or not, so that we could get money for this bridge over here. So see, even though it looks like a anti-Second Amendment vote, I did this for us, and this was a good thing. That's what they're going to do. So that's what you're going to see happen in many cases. That's how it's going to go down. So even some of these Democrats are not going to vote for that. So you expect to see that. Expect to see that next week. As far as the Senate, ain't no way it passes the Senate. These senators got raked over the coals, those 14 who voted for the anti-gun bills, and they ain't going to vote for another anti-gun bill. So don't look for this thing. I really will make a prediction. I don't think it's going to pass the House, but I really know it's not going to pass the Senate. So, yeah, I mean, expect a lot of gridlock next week, a lot of fanfare, a lot of talking, a lot of bloviating. But, yeah, don't expect it. Don't expect it at all. It's not going to happen, y'all. Let's see. Let me read y'all's comments a little bit. Let's see. Mr. Nobody was stationed at Fort Polk for a number of years. Lake Charles was our adopted home. Adopted city. The battalion runs on the streets of Lake Charles. That's cool, man. Yeah, I like what you said. Hetchin Gibbous had to vote for that. Yep. That's like saying I had to get that shot so I could keep my job. That's right, man. I mean, unfortunately, there's some crappy stuff going down. Hey, before I get any further, I want to mention, somebody mentioned earlier that they like my shirt. This is a one-of-a-kind shirt. As you guys may or may not know, there's a company called Ballistic Ink that it's actually Iraq veteran 8888. It's his wife runs the company. And a lot of us guys that do YouTube videos, they make all of our t-shirts for us. In other words, we'll send a design over to them. They will print the shirts and they'll ship them out to people. You know, they sell them for us, and of course we make money off of them. They keep some and we make the rest. I sent this design to them about 2 years ago. Mom in Action, and then it says, Moms Demand Action and Gun Safety or something like that. So I redid it, and it says Moms Demand Double Action. And it says at the bottom, and Legally Armed America. And I put a double action gun on it. Well, and this is partly my fault. And I apologize, guys. My left side of my nose is itching like crazy. Take you a beer break if you got it. Because I can be kind of vindictive when people are crappy individuals. When the t-shirt went on sale, I tagged Moms Demand Action in the post, and I tagged them many times over. And I posted it on Twitter. I posted on Instagram, Facebook. I did a commercial on it on YouTube. So I made it very clear to them that I had made this shirt and was poking fun at them about moms demanding double action. Well, the company that prints the t-shirts got a cease and desist order from Moms Demand Action and had to immediately stop making the t-shirt. And I had only gotten one from them. So this is the t-shirt. There will never be another unless I get them made locally or something like that. So there you go. Let's see. Steve Violent says, when the Austin Statesman released the video of the Uvalde, maybe that's a continuation of something else. That's just a topic that I'm very interested in. Wait, let me go back up here. Just scrolled. I wanted to tell somebody hi. Oh, come on, man. Where are we? Let me get, I'm gonna try to go through here again real quick. Reese says, I didn't know Eric was married. Yes, Eric's married to a very nice lady. Harold Rocca says, the new permitless concealed carry bill for Louisiana veterans. Yeah, I got my own opinions about that. Custom Carl says, love your channel here in Southwest Florida. Hey, good to meet you, Carl. And thanks for joining, buddy. My friend in Massachusetts got a medical card and has CCW permit. Really? That surprises me. So, I mean, how do you fill out a 4473 when you get a medical card and you go buy a gun now? Seriously. I mean, federally, that's still a federal document. And federally, medical marijuana is still against the law. Class 1, is that what they call it, or class 2 or something like that, whatever the really bad one was. They're saying that marijuana is equal to heroin, which clearly it's not. I don't smoke weed, but I know the differences between drugs, and you can't tell me that marijuana is the same as heroin. It's absolutely not. Randy Adams 3 says, "Hey Paul, good evening from Tennessee. What's up, man?" Yeah, Zeniths are nice. They are. Toxic said, "I'm actually visiting Louisiana next week. Are gun laws changed at all as far as concealed carry?" No, not really. I have my CCW, and online says they accept from Idaho. You're good. If they say that Louisiana reciprocates with Idaho, you're good. We probably, in the state of Louisiana, will never go backwards on our concealed carry. Hopefully, we only go forwards. I really do believe that that's going to be the case. So hang in there. I mean, I don't think we're ever going to have worse gun laws in the state of Louisiana. They should get better as far as that goes. McNasty 412 says, "I'm going to make one of them T-shirts. I'll have to post a picture of it so you can make one." I love the fact that it's out there. They didn't send anything to me. It was to the T-shirt company, and they sent them a cease and desist. It was from an attorney's, I'm sure a high-paid attorney too, that they sent it to. Let's see, where are you at? I really like to read you guys. I love the interaction with you guys, and I don't get to do this very often because I have such bad eyesight. I don't usually read these, but I just blew this up really big so I can read everything that you guys are scrolling through here saying. So I'm catching it. Focal Grove says that asks if you're addicted. It says doesn't say addicted. Or if it does say addicted, that's not all it says. What's the 4473 say? Abuse or something like that. Gosh, I don't know that they use the word addicted. And I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm just saying I think it's more along the lines of, gosh, makes me mad that I don't have a copy of a 4473. But I know what you're saying. But it's still, if you read it, that would still apply. You can't smoke weed, be honest about it, and still fill out a 4473. Apparently, a lot of people are getting through like that, but with the new ATF director that we have, and an ATF who is extremely very vindictive right now, don't look for that to hold on very much longer. Alpha Jack says, "Love your channel too. Thank you for all the research and info. Live from New York." Wow, New York. You know what? New York, I got to give you guys a shout out. New York and California are very much the same. You know, you guys get a bad rap for the state because you have a bunch of wackos in that state, especially more notably New York City. And they do affect the entire state because there's so many people there. That's how you guys get such crappy governors, because the city controls the state because of the numbers, the population. And that typically happens in California. You know, you have those larger metropolitans like the San Francisco area, the San Diego, and Los Angeles areas. But the northern part of California is a great state, just like the northern part of New York is a great state. A lot of gun-loving people out there. They just unfortunately are behind that wall of the anti-gun movement. Let's see. Much love from North Carolina. Good to see you, bud. Formerly lived in Rapides Parish, Louisiana, near Fort Polk. Yep. Let's see. Again, I'm trying to roll through this as fast as I can. I'm trying not to be too quick with you guys, but I'm just trying to do what I can. There you go. California says, "Are you an unlawful user of or addicted to?" There you go. So again, it does say addicted, but the unlawful user is what I couldn't get. Well, according to, I mean, you could answer your own question and say, no, I'm not an unlawful user, because technically, if you have that card in your state, again, with all the emphasis on the word state, within your state, you are not an unlawful user. But because the federal government still sees marijuana, they don't have a designation between medical or off the street, or you growing it yourself. There is no designation at the federal level for that. So according to the federal government, which you're filling out a federal form when you fill out a 4473, according to them, if you put that you are not an unlawful user and you have proof of a card saying that you use, technically you're in violation. You're lying on that 4473. Again, technically, I'm not saying anything about my beliefs on that. I'm telling you how they look at that. Don't expect the federal government to recognize a state saying it's legal when the federal government still says it's not legal, especially right now with the ATF looking for every single reason to keep you from owning guns. So just be careful about that, guys. That's all I'm saying. In fact, I would not openly tell people that you have a card or whatever. Don't talk about it on Facebook, YouTube, or anything like that. Just some friendly advice there. Be careful. I do believe that as long as you're doing your business and doing it right, there's no nationwide manhunt for you guys. So don't think that you're going to get hunted down, but don't give them a reason to use that against you, I guess is my point. Let's see. What's up from New Jersey? Argo, F yourself. I like that. Minnie Trout says, I was arrested in Louisiana at age 60 with my medical marijuana and 6 guns. Luckily, they decided not to charge me on the guns. Well, good for you. That's good. I'm glad to see that. Let's see here. Real quick, because we did talk about it already, but IBW 480 CJ asked, what's the assault weapons ban that is possible going to pass? No. I'm just trying to be honest about it. No, I don't think that it's going to pass. I don't think it has a snowball's chance in hell, to be honest with you. I tell you what, though, I will put a video out on it just to not be vague like I am right now, because I'm trying to move through some other topics right now. So, but yes, I don't think it's going to go through. I'll try to put a video out tomorrow, just kind of brushing on that topic so that we have something to talk about. Yes and no. Look, Randy Adams 3 says, Paul, if a weapons ban passes, is there a grandfathering? Man, in most cases, put it this way, there has to be a grandfathering. There has to be. There's 20 or 30 million assault weapons. And again, I'm using their term. Things that they would say fall under their definition of an assault weapon. And I think 20 and 30 million is a low count, a low number, because I've seen the numbers of these things flying off the shelves. You will never get them all back. It could not happen. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. It's just not, it's not a thing that can physically happen. There would be a very small subset of Americans who would turn theirs in. Let me put it to you this way. Bump stocks are illegal, right? Supposedly, right? Weren't bump stocks deemed to be illegal? They're deemed to be machine guns. You know anybody that turned any in? I don't. But they're illegal. There's way less bump stocks out there than there are AR-15s, AK-47s, and AKMs and whatnot. So they're not going away. So you have to, either you pass a law that you know will fail, like if they pass a law that doesn't include grandfathering, you're passing a law that you know will make a bunch of people felons, and that it will fail. The law will fail because it can't be enforced. So even though politicians can be really stupid sometimes, they know that they don't want to build a pass that's just going to fail out the gate. Let's see. Anybody have any information on the government agencies like the EPA buying FN-90 weapons and millions of rounds of ammo, and what they pay penalties on each round, and at $750,000 per? That $750,000 purchase, that was again, who was that? That was not the EPA. Who was that bought that here recently? The IRS, I believe, is who bought that. Not saying the EPA is not also. Okay, if the audio went out, sorry, somebody was calling my phone. I think that's what happened. I think we're back now. I get, apparently whenever somebody calls, it mutes your phone. So I apologize for that. Let's see. Again, somebody else said something about the t-shirt. This is a one and done t-shirt. Let me freshen my beer up. I have brand new Shiner Light Blonde. And let me pull my notes up. I had some notes of some different things that I wanted to kind of talk about. Oh, let's see here, guys. Where are my notes at? One thing that I'm going to do tomorrow. Oh, here it is. I'm going to be putting a video out on this tomorrow. This is not a breaking story, but it's something that I think we need to be aware of based on the timeliness of what's going on right now with the new ATF director. House Judiciary Republicans demand answers from ATF over increase in federal firearm license revocations. Pretty interesting. I was able to go through here and look at really a lot of things that every Republican on the House Judiciary Committee put out a letter to the ATF demanding that they give them details and explain why they're revoking so many FFL licenses out there. Because there's a 500% increase on the revocation of FFLs since the Biden administration took over. If you guys will remember, Joe Biden came out and said that he was going to pursue rogue FFLs. Well, just like anything else, they demonize something that's not really there. In other words, they make up a ghost, and then they make that ghost real. There was no group of rogue FFL dealers out there illegally transferring guns to criminals. Any of you guys who are on here who either are FFLs or you know FFL dealers, you get scrutinized so tightly by the ATF already, there's nothing you're going to do that's going to allow you to jeopardize your own livelihood with the ATF, especially not running guns illegally. But they have to create that monster in order to make it look like they're doing something. You have to understand, we have an administration that is failing miserably right now. Miserably, I tell you. Everything they touch turns to a turd. Their election is in 2 years. Now, midterms are this year, but the presidential election is in 2 years. They have nothing to run on. Their own people are bailing from them. They have to do something, not to get new voters, but to get their own people from still bailing on them and jumping off the ship. And this is one way to do it, by reeling them back in, because they already want to take guns away and do away with them. And if you can say, oh, look what I did, I'm doing all this cool stuff, then it becomes an issue. And now you can say, hey, look what I did this for you, and maybe you retain some of those voters. So I believe that's why they do it. But again, that's going to be coming up tomorrow. Hang on one second, guys. Okay, let me look at some of y'all's comments again real quick here. And again, guys, I take this opportunity to drink a cold beer. I'm at my house. I'm not going anywhere. So yeah, I'm drinking a cold beer. If you guys got a beer, whatever your spirit is, if you're a little bourbon, whiskey, whatever you like. If you don't drink, fine. Grab you a drink of water, lemonade, iced tea. I have some really good iced tea in the house. I don't drink a lot of beer, but I like a good beer when I do drink a beer. And I work so hard during the week that I try to get me a couple of cold ones on a Friday evening. So that's why I'm doing this. That is a good beer. I'm probably going to have one more after this. That was pretty good. What else? Oh, guys, this is not a commercial, but a lot of people keep asking me, and I thought that there were plenty of places that I had this information. So again, if you're looking for my book, How to Make a Monster, A Sensible Look at Rampage Killers, you can get it at howtomakeamonster.com. Yes, it's available on Amazon, but I wouldn't go to Amazon, because Amazon, you're going to have to pay the Amazon fee. So it's a little bit more on Amazon. I know that makes it easier for you guys sometimes because you already have an Amazon account set up. But man, it's really easy to buy it on my howtomakamonster.com website. Again, I don't make any more money off of it. In fact, I make less money off of Amazon too. But I don't profit more, I guess. I just lose money on Amazon. But the thing is, it's you guys paying more. I had to bump that price up a little bit because they have such a big haul that they make. So if you hadn't taken a look at it, I think I'm getting close to the 10,000 book mark. I know that doesn't sound like a big deal. 10,000 books doesn't sound like much, but for me it is. Just knowing that many people out there like the book. Understand also that I paid nobody. I did all of it myself. I wrote the book. I edited the book. I had 2 of my friends help me edit the book. I didn't pay anybody. I found a self-publishing company. I sent the book there myself. I paid my buddy to help me design the cover. My friend Anthony Monso designed the cover for me. I think he did an absolutely great job. Everything about it is so professionally done. And again, that was all done in-house. If you look at down the very bottom, right below my ugly mug, it says Lonesome Polecat Publishing. That is not a publishing company. That's me. I did that because some people want to see a publishing company on there. What does Lonesome Polecat mean? My dad passed away in 1992. My dad used to be a truck driver and was a big CB guy. His CB handle was Lonesome Polecat. So I figured as a nice homage and ode to my dad, I call it Lonesome Polecat Publishing Company. So yeah, that's me. I did it all myself. And I submit the books myself. I ship them myself. I sign every single book. So nobody else is making money off of me on this deal. I don't owe anybody anything. There's nobody that can tell me what I need to write in my next book because I own everything now and I don't owe anybody squat. So it feels good to not owe anybody for something like that because that was kind of a big deal. Let's see, guys. I'm trying to get more of your comments down here so I can give you guys some shout out. The Sentinels in here. Let's see. I'm just more name drops of people that I didn't call out earlier. Turaglass, Bob Musavo. Congratulations on getting close at 10,000 mark. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, buddy. Yeah, Cameron says I heard small business on Amazon get screwed sideways at every turn. They really do, man. Amazon is not made for a small guy. It's just a tough thing. You got to have warehouses and you got to have people standing there waiting when the an order comes in. You got to hurry and bang it out the door. It's unbelievable. Okay, buddy. Let's see. For some reason, my thing's not updating over here with you guys. Okay. Let me turn this off. I'm trying to see what else I had that I wanted to go over. Some of the anti-gun stuff that's coming out right now, it blows my mind how pissed off people are about the Bruen decision. Have you ever seen so many people's hair on fire like you see right now? I never expected them to be so vindictive, and they're pushing the limits of the law. Like they're disregarding the law. This goes to show you that there are total double standards in this country because these entire states are just disregarding the law. To me, in a way, I guess that's good for us. Because if you live in a state that might end up getting a good governor and a good, state and local group of representatives to represent you, boy, it should be nice. If we could get to a point where if our states are really going to take advantage of states' rights, then we start pushing it the right way. It should be nice to do that. So let's see. I'm just trying to look at more y'all stuff on here. Toxic says, what do you think about concealed carry while at work? I do, because Idaho doesn't allow businesses to not allow it, and I work work by myself at night. Man, it's not worth losing your job over. I hate to say that. I worked for a company before that I don't think I would have been able to carry a gun. I just act like I didn't realize it was in my bag or whatever. I mean, play ignorant. If you're a good employee, a good company is not going to want to lose you over something stupid like that. I'm not encouraging you to carry at work. I'm just saying I know what I did. Chad Kelly says, just got home finally. Enjoyed listening while I finished at work and drove home. Going to work on my reloading. And it just scrolled, and I'm not going to see the rest of yours. Here we go. Work on my reloading room a bit and get to dinner. You all have a good weekend. You too, Chad. Good to see you, bud. Tour Glass, man, live in New Jersey. Your governor is a jackass. Your governor is very much a jackass. Randy Adams 03 says, Paul, thoughts on Department of Education getting firearms and large amounts of ammunition? Man, I'll be honest with you. A lot of people have asked me that. But if you go back and look, if you have a link, send it to me, like a link. Email me at paul@legallyarmedamerica.com. Be honest with you, man, when people have asked me that over the last couple of days and I've done research, the only stories I can find is like from 2018. I don't think there's a recent story of that. Department of Education getting firearms and large amounts of ammunition. Not that I'm okay with the Department of Education ever getting it. I mean, if they were getting it to protect our kids, I would like to know the details, not just the fact that they're getting it, because I don't trust the government to do anything right. But again, send me a link if you've got one. Maybe post it in this video later or something like that in the comment section if you don't want to email me. But yeah, man, I haven't seen anything new. I mean, every article I've found has been 4 years old or older. I don't know, Dan. I'm going to go back and say again, I don't think they're going to pass that assault weapons ban. I just don't see it happening. Let's see. Drink them if you got them, guys. That Shiner is a good beer. Texas beer. Storm Rider, what's up, dude? So I don't think I have a whole lot else to talk about. I'm looking through my notes here. Man, I've been, this past week, let me go back and look real quick. Just a ton of videos that I've been putting out lately just because there's so much going on. Yeah, my goodness. The video I'm going to put out tomorrow on the ATF is really, I'm concerned with how the new ATF director is going to do some of the things that he's going to be instructed to do, because he knows he got put in there for being anti-gun, and he knows that that's the intent of, I'm going to say, the leadership of this administration, because I don't want to say Biden, because guys, all jokes aside, Joe Biden doesn't know if his diaper's full. And I'm not trying to be funny. He's not in charge. He's not making any decisions. He's not calling any shots. Seriously. That guy, if somebody didn't check his diaper, he would sit in a soiled diaper all day long. This man does not know what's going on around him. I don't understand how people can actually, how can anybody support him? I would be so embarrassed. I was embarrassed when Trump would say stupid things. And I voted for Trump twice. I would get so embarrassed. I'd be like, God, shut up. But I still supported the guy. How does anybody support Joe Biden? And again, I'm not trying to make this a party thing. The man is a piece of crap. He's a 50-year-old loser, a 50-year-old liar, a grifter. He's a pedophile. The man is a pedophile. This is not, I'm not trying to give you some Alex Jones stuff. His own daughter came out and said that she bathed with him when she was 12 years old. She took a shower with this man. Look, when my son was born, I know some women, and if that's your thing, do it. Some women will bathe their kids in the bath with them whenever they're newborns. We didn't even do that. I bathed my son from the day he was born, literally from the day after he was born, and took him home. I have bathed him almost every single night, except when I'm out of town. I still bathe. My son has special needs, so I still have to bathe my son. But I've always bathed him. But I don't bathe him in the bath with me. I am literally fully clothed and kneeling down on the outside of the bathtub. How does a grown ass man like Joe Biden take his clothes off with his 12-year-old daughter, butt ass naked, and shower together? That is sick and disgusting and probably illegal. That's the kind of person that he was, and I don't think he's up there anymore, but that's who people are supporting. Even a semi-conscious Joe Biden is a piece of shit. But we've got a brainless Joe Biden in there right now. And it absolutely blows my mind that people would support him. Blows my mind. I don't see getting behind somebody like that. But again, and especially from a Second Amendment standpoint, I said a lot of bad things about Donald Trump because he did not support the Second Amendment like he should have and like he claimed to have. But you don't see anybody saying anything negative about Joe Biden. No one has a problem with him on his side. And I don't understand how they can wholeheartedly support this guy unless they know that he's a lost cause and they can't afford to say anything negative about him because it will just completely finish derailing him. Maybe that's why. But how they can support this man, it is beyond me. I've never seen anything like this politically. An absolute crazy thing to watch happening. My wife and I will sit there and just look at each other and shake our heads like, huh? Kevin Claus, 4P55P says, I'm here instead of Timcast. And I don't know what Timcast is, but somebody did tell me that Tim's channel, was it him or somebody else's big YouTube channel, took up for me whenever the guy out on the West Coast was trying to bash me on his 2 million subscriber channel because I reported him for saying that the NRA's building should have been bombed in Houston, Texas. Yeah, that's not cool. But yeah, the guy Tim, I think he supported me, and I thought that was really cool that he said some nice things about me. When he didn't have to, you know. I'm 300,000 subscribers. He's got what, 3-4 million, something like that. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, Alpha Jack says evils has taken hold of this country. It absolutely has. Let's see. Just trying to go through you guys' stuff here. Hunter got his free crack pipe today. Man, that's another thing. Don't you think that some people left of center could probably save face and just say, y'all need to do something about Hunter? unless taking Hunter down would also take Joe Biden down because they are too closely tied and linked together. In other words, Hunter knows where all the bodies are buried. And I say that as a figure of speech. He knows what all his dad has done. He literally calls his dad Pedo Pete in his cell phone. So he knows his dad is a pedophile. I suppose that if they were to give Hunter up and Biden didn't fight for him, that Hunter seems like the kind of guy, I mean, he is a crackhead for God's sake, he does seem like the kind of guy who would sell his dad out because he's mad because his dad didn't stand up for him because he's a crackhead. So, yeah, I don't know. That's what a family, huh? What a family that is. I mean, Joe Biden is the kind of guy that when he dies, the only reason why people will go to his funeral is for political reasons. Because surely nobody likes that guy and nobody wants to be tied to him. And after he dies, everything will come out. A lot of times it does. It may not even be in our lifetime. It may take 10, 20 years, but after he dies, it will come out of how disgusting of a person that he is. Let's see. Christopher Holly says, saw you today in Lake Charles. Keep up the good work. Thanks for your two-way voice. Thanks, Chris. Anytime you guys see me out in public, whether it's in Louisiana, Lake Charles, or anywhere else in the country, I'll be out in South Carolina a couple of weeks touring the Palmetto State Armory plant. Anytime you guys see me, stop me. I try to keep stuff in my truck. Right now I have a bunch of F. Joe Biden koozies in my truck. I try to keep things, decals, patches sometimes, baseball caps, t-shirts, koozies. When I see people, because I'm not always comfortable when you approach me, it doesn't mean that I don't want to be approached. It means that the whole recognition thing is just something that I've never been good at. So sometimes I've come across as being a jerk, like I don't know what to say when somebody comes up and says, hey, I like your videos or whatever. So in order to try to make that at least show that I do care and I appreciate that because it's uncomfortable for me, I try to carry stuff in my vehicle so that I can give it to people to show them that, look, I may not be acting like I appreciate it, but I do. I really do. I just don't know the right way to act. I'm not good at that kind of stuff. I'm not good at signing autographs and stupid stuff like that. I don't even like to do stuff like that because it's awkward for me. So I actually try to bring stuff with me to give away. I feel like that's my way of saying, look, I may not act like it, but I do appreciate it, and here's something to show my appreciation, because I absolutely do that. And that goes for anywhere I go. When I go to SHOT Show, I usually carry a backpack. That backpack is loaded with stuff. So if you ever see me, and sometimes you got to remind me. I've had people say, hey man, you got any decals or whatever? And I'll be like, oh yeah, hold on. And I'll take my backpack off and I'll give you some stuff. So it's tough for me sometimes. I don't always draw that connection very good. Let me see, guys. I'm just looking at your comments. Yeah, Reese says introverts unite. Man, I don't know that I'm an introvert. I think I'm a confused extrovert. I think that I don't mind. I'm not uncomfortable talking to strangers. I think it's the recognition part that I'm not comfortable with. Because I'll go up to a stranger and strike up a conversation. But I see too many people that abuse recognition and they try to exalt themselves and act like there's something that they're not. And I don't ever want to appear like I'm like that. You know what I mean? I don't want to ever look like I'm trying to take advantage of the fact that somebody recognizes me. I am humbled that somebody would tell me nice things about what I do. So that's why I try to give back as much as I can, because it means a lot to me. Plus, let's face it, and I mean, this is from a selfish standpoint. If I give you stuff, hopefully you're going to appreciate that, and somebody else sees it and somebody else starts watching my videos or something like that. So I mean, it does work for both of us. You know what I mean? It's from a marketing standpoint, it's a good thing to do. But I really do. I mean, I keep got a bunch of stuff over there that I try to just get a bunch of stuff like that. Let's see. Let me try to read some more of your comments. Man, and this is where I'm not comfortable with this either. Jericho Fox said, just joined Patreon. Where is it? $5 a month pledge. Jericho, I appreciate that. And you have no idea how much that honors me that you would do that. But the economy is so shitty right now. Everything costs so much. Fuel costs so much. And I'm not saying you guys don't have the money. I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to talk down like I've got something that you guys don't. I'm sure plenty of you guys have way more than what I have. This isn't a dick measuring contest. It's more of a take care of your family kind of thing. I hate during this shitty economy right now when people are sending money to me. And I'm totally flattered by that. And I appreciate that. You know, YouTube is hammering me. It's a game to them to demonetize all of my videos, whatever. I'm still going to put the content out. I don't care what they do. But the economy is in such shambles right now that I feel bad when I feel like you're taking food off of your table and putting it on mine. It's kind of how it looks. Now, I will say this. I'm starting to migrate a lot of my videos over to a website called Utreon. I think it's UTR. Oh, let me get this right. UTREON, kind of like Patreon, but with U at the beginning of it. So Utreon, UTREON. If you go on there, you'll probably see a bunch of my videos. Those guys are actually helping me right now. They reached out to me to try to get me to migrate all of my videos from YouTube to Utreon. And that seems like a viable option for us. They're a Canadian company. Right now, they seem to be very pro Second Amendment, and even though they're Canadian, and they got some cool stuff, kind of like Patreon. Patreon, though, keeps a lot of our money, like your money that you might donate. They keep a large share of it, and from what I understand, Utreon keeps less. So I'm kind of dabbling with Utreon right now just to see if it's going to be a viable option for me, because at some point I do see YouTube is probably just going to scrub all of my channels. All of my videos off my channel, I should say. And when they do that, I'll be dead in the water. I mean, I'll have no voice. Right now, I have a voice. I'll have no voice when I lose 300 and something thousand subscribers. So I am going to try to move a lot of my stuff over to Utreon. I don't think it costs anybody money to be a member of it. So maybe check it out. Maybe just go casually. You don't have to check into it daily or whatever, because I actually haven't uploaded a video to it in a month. But I think I did move many of my 1,000 videos. I think they moved many of my 1,000 videos over. They asked for permission, and I gave it to them. So I do think they're making that move. So at some point, I probably will run Utreon parallel with YouTube just to see how it works. But who knows? I mean, who knows whenever they shut that down, some liberal gets in touch of, or gets in charge over there, and the next thing you know, they wreck that. So. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough, for us that has a voice out there to really get involved. The larger you grow, unfortunately, the more you get in the spotlight, and that's whenever you gain people's attention, and that's whenever they seek you out and target you, and they go after you. And unfortunately, I feel like in the last year I've kind of been targeted because I've had things done to my YouTube channel that's never been done before. Unfortunately, again, guys, you see my videos. If nothing else, my videos have gotten more outspoken recently. I'm not tuning it down. I'm not changing. This is not what I do for a living. So if they try to screw me on my videos thinking that they're going to put me out of business and I'll stop making the videos, they can kiss my ass, because this is not how I feed my family. Yes, it helps. It helps buy ammo. It helps buy new guns for new reviews and things like that. Of course, the money is nice that I get from YouTube, but that's not how I pay my bills. I will not have to get a second mortgage on my house if YouTube shuts me down. So I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing. It's going to continue. Let's see. I'm looking at you guys. I'm about to get out of here in a second because I have some work to do, and I have another beer to drink. Remember, I need one more. Who is it? Mr. Nobody just said. No, what Mr. Nobody? Let me move up. J Raw Talk says gun control is a word to make money. I talk about it in my book, how much money they're making off of it. There are people, there are companies, there are politicians making a lot of money off of gun control. And I point that out. Let's see. Harold Rocca says Burt Hopkins, Lake Charles Gun Club, Southwest Louisiana Rifle and Pistol Club. Must be telling them where to shoot in this area. Those are good places to shoot, both of them. Let's see. Good to know. Dre says Utreon automatically pulls my YouTube content when I upload. That's good to know. I'm sure you just lost audio again because I just had a phone call. Let's see. I'm going to sign out here in a second. Alpha Jack says, Paul, thank you for all you do, my friend. Same to you, buddy. Thank you, guys. Look, I'm not just saying this. If you guys don't watch these videos, then I don't need to make them. I make these videos because we all come together on here and we interact. You guys will notice that, and video gets too crazy, I try to comment and respond as much as I can. So, in. I don't know who this is calling in, guys, but I'm gonna have to get out of here because these people look like they're not gonna stop calling. So let me get out of here. Thanks, guys, for all of you hanging out tonight. This was a blast. We need to do this more on Friday nights. I will do my best to get back to this and continue to get with you guys. So thank you all so much. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, it's a very humbling experience.